This video is going to be all about the man Peter Andreas Thiel. So let's start off by just talking a little bit about Peter Thiel. He's a billionaire, he's an investor, he's a co-founder of PayPal, early backer of Facebook, he's a co-founder and a longtime chairman of Palantir. But beyond that, his worldview, his business choices, and his political influence raise some serious questions. So in this video, we'll go through his background, how he got to where he is, what he believes, the good, the bad, and what you should be keeping an eye on. Early life. Peter Thiel was born on October 11th, 1967 in Frankfurt, West Germany. When he was about a year old, his family immigrated to the U.S., settling eventually in the state of California. As a child, Peter was academically gifted, and he studied philosophy at Stanford University, getting a BA, and then law school in Stanford, JD. From there, Thiel demonstrated a mindset that would shape his later career. Contrarian, highly competitive, evidenced by things such as him playing chess as a youth and his disdain for conventional institutions. So first, his rise in tech. In 1988, Thiel co-founded Confinity, which soon merged with Elon Musk's X.com and became PayPal. So we got mergers, and Thiel served as the CEO and chairman of PayPal. And after its success, it was acquired by eBay in 2002. So we got 1988, Thiel co-founds Confinity, merges with X.com, becomes PayPal, acquired by eBay. So after this, he turned his moves to the field of venture capital. He was the first outside investor in Facebook, co-founded the venture firm Founders Fund. So we've got Facebook. In 2004, Peter Thiel founded Palantir. Well, he co-founded Palantir, along many others, including Alex Karp. And when Palantir was founded in 2004, what exactly did it specialize in? It specialized in data analytics. But in a different way. Data analytics for intelligence, law enforcement, government clients. So in plain terms, Palantir, and I want you to think Lord of the Rings, because you remember that stone? Because it's all seems so Lord of the Rings are the same thing. The company, it builds tools to shift through massive quantities of information, social media, personal data, geolocation, bank transactions, all to support investigations, defense, intelligence, and surveillance. Now, here's where things start to get interesting. Because when you build a company that sits at the intersection of big data, government contracts, and surveillance, you're entering moral and political terrain. And critics argue that Palantir is a super basis of citizens. There are risks of abuse 100% through having all this technology with Palantir. And once we go into a little bit more about Peter Thiel, you'll understand a little bit more. Thiel is not just a business person, he's an ideological actor. Let me write that down. Ideological actor. He identifies with either libertarian or ultra-libertarian viewpoints. He's skeptical of democracy, as conventionally understood. He's a critic of multiculturalism. and he believes that major technological and social innovation is stalled. For instance, it's argued that AI is more than a nothing burger, but still insufficient to reverse technological stagnation. Politically, he has backed Republican candidates, donated to causes leading conservative, and in 2016 was a notable supporter of Donald Trump among tech figures. He also promotes a vision of disruption. And what do I mean by that? He's talking about escaping the decaying institutions of state, investing in projects to extend human life, possibly even creating refugees in the case of societal collapse. One article in particular that I saw during my research for this video noted his purchase of land in New Zealand for a potential bunker reservation. So here's where Peter Thiel, we're gonna make this section where we start to care about Thiel, average Joe. One, we've got the surveillance, civil liberties track. What's going on here? We got Peter's contracts with government agencies such as immigration enforcement. Intelligence means that they have access to integrate and analyze large amounts of personal data. And the critics of this say that it's very powerful as it leads to risk profiling and undermines rights. Next, we've got political power and oligarchy. Because Thiel is a heavy investor in tech, media, politics, he has influence behind the scenes. He exerts this, and one Time article described him as secretly the most influential person in Silicon Valley. Interesting. Because he has reached to multiple sectors. As we discussed up here, he's been tapped in for a minute. Next, we've got his ideological extremities. And if I type these out wrong, I know how to type. I'm a little busy right now. EXT. We got his views about democracy, competition. Quote him directly, competition is for losers. It's a phrase that he's used himself. And he seems to view monopolies or very dominant players as preferable to competition, which raises, some notions. These notions, they raise the issues about fairness, justice, and market pluralism. Next, we've got his international ethical issues. One major investor in Norway sold off holdings in Palantir due to concerns the company supplied technology used by the Israeli military in occupied Palestinian territories. Next, secrecy and lack of transparency. Given the nature of his companies, the government contracts, intelligence, adjacent work, it's deeply troubling for some observers because of how secret a lot of this stuff is. And Thiel's even polyculture impact with his move from a tech entrepreneur to an ideological fellow traveler raises the question, what is Silicon Valley ultimately building and for who? Are innovations serving society broadly or reinforcing elite power? And why his story matters. It's because his companies shape our lives. So, the last section, why does this matter? Because it shapes private data, algorithms. They're in everything at this point, bro. Everything. They're embedded in our everyday life. And it's a company like Palantir that helps to design architecture. Why else? Because this is about institutions and power. This is a lot deeper than, is Thiel bad or good? This is about how tech, capital, power, politics come together to shape daily life. And when someone is building and controlling infrastructure for digital, financial, and surveillance gains, matters a little bit more than if they were just chilling, working at the local mom and pop shop. But also, this reflects a broader shift, which is what inspired me to get back into this channel and make this video. This is the transition right here from the tech founder to a political actor, ideological agent, and institutional disruptor. This story is more than a simple biography. And also because this is uncomfortable. Do you trust large private actors to handle data about us? Do we accept that innovation is only meaningful when it leads to bigger profits rather than better lives? And I'm gonna just write this right now. Deep dive. And also, this just wraps up our deep dive in Peter Thiel, founder, investor, disruptor, and someone who raises important questions about technology, power, and the future of institutions. If you found this helpful, hit like and subscribe for more videos on the people shaping our world behind the scenes. In the comments below, let me know what you think. Are figures like Thiel a force of progress or a threat to democracy? Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.